Welcome back to the Rustic Planters, your go-to place for all things home garden design. Today, we're stepping into the romantic past and exploring the timeless charm of medieval elegance in small Italian gardens. From structured box hedges to red brick pathways, you'll learn how to infuse classical European sophistication into even the smallest garden spaces. If you're a fan of old-world beauty, geometry and garden planning, or cozy spaces brimming with character, this episode is for you. Whether you're planning a backyard transformation or just love soaking in beautiful garden design ideas, we've got something special waiting. Before we get started, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and drop a comment below sharing your favorite garden element. It really helps the channel grow and keeps this vibrant community blooming. Medieval Italian gardens drew inspiration from Roman courtyards and monastic cloisters. They weren't just about aesthetics, they were places for meditation, prayer, and practical planting. Over time, these gardens evolved into expressions of order and beauty. Unlike their sprawling Renaissance successors, medieval gardens often fit into tighter, enclosed spaces. This made them perfect models for small-scale modern gardens, with strong lines and multifunctional features. The use of geometry, structure, and symbolism gave these gardens an intellectual and spiritual depth. Today, we can reinterpret their design language in our own homes, turning even compact plots into historic sanctuaries. At the heart of every medieval garden is a deep respect for geometry. Beds were typically laid out in precise squares or rectangles, often forming a central cross shape or grid that allowed easy access and spiritual symbolism. These designs reflected the belief that nature should be tamed and brought into order. In today's context, this symmetry provides a sense of calm, ideal for small gardens where visual clutter can overwhelm. You can use simple string lines and corner stakes to replicate these classic shapes. Raised beds or ground-level divisions work equally well. What matters is the clarity and balance of the layout. Location is key when planning a medieval-inspired Italian garden. Traditionally, these gardens were built close to the home or cloister, enclosed by walls or hedges for privacy and protection. In your modern space, look for a sunny spot near the house, preferably somewhere visible from a kitchen window or patio. This keeps the garden integrated into daily life, just like in the medieval era. If your garden doesn't have existing enclosures, consider using fencing, tall hedges, or even vine-covered trellises to simulate that secluded feel. A garden that feels like a hidden retreat immediately channels medieval elegance. One of the most iconic elements of small Italian gardens is the brick pathway. These paths provide structure, charm, and direction through the garden space. Use reclaimed bricks or handmade clay pavers to stay true to the medieval look. Lay them in a herringbone or stretcher bond pattern for extra visual interest and durability. The beauty of a brick path is that it ages gracefully. Over time, moss may settle between the cracks, adding an authentic, aged touch to your garden, just like the cobbled courtyards of old Tuscany. Box hedges are the backbone of any medieval garden. Low-growing and evergreen, they're perfect for framing beds, guiding paths, and creating a sense of order year-round. Plant your boxwood in straight lines or formal shapes to define your garden's geometric layout. Trim them regularly to maintain crisp edges and a sculpted look. If boxwood isn't available in your climate, alternatives like lavender, rosemary, or even dwarf holly can mimic the look while adding fragrance and color. Every garden needs a focal point, and in medieval Italian gardens, this was often a well, a statue, or a sundial. These central features created visual anchors and carried symbolic weight. For your modern take, consider placing a stone urn, bird bath, or a metal sculpture in the center of your garden grid. Choose something timeless that reflects the spirit of the space. Fountains are also a great option, especially if you want the calming sound of water. Even a simple clay pot fountain can bring that classic ambience to your backyard. Raised beds were common in monastic gardens, helping to separate herbs and vegetables while improving soil drainage. Today, they also lend an elegant structure to small spaces. Construct your raised beds from brick, stone, or reclaimed wood for a rustic, time-worn feel. Keep them low, no higher than 18 inches, to maintain sight lines and open views. Not only do raised beds offer better growing conditions, but they also add to the garden's geometric clarity, echoing the structured forms of medieval plots. No medieval garden is complete without herbs. Monks and medieval families used herbs for cooking, medicine, and even spiritual protection. Plant rosemary, thyme, sage, and oregano in a grid or spiral within your formal beds. These herbs are hardy, beautiful, and carry rich cultural symbolism. Label your plants with rustic wooden signs or ceramic tiles to give that authentic, scholarly feel reminiscent of monastery gardens. Color in medieval gardens was subtle and purposeful. Soft greens, silvers, and the occasional splash of red or purple kept the atmosphere calm and contemplative. Choose plants like lavender, echinacea, yarrow, and lamb's ear for their gentle tones and practical uses. Avoid overly bright or tropical flowers that disrupt the historical mood. A limited color palette allows the textures, shapes, and pathways of your garden to shine, highlighting structure over showiness. Garden boundaries defined medieval spaces, creating a feeling of retreat and sacredness. Stone walls, wooden fences, or dense hedges all evoke that sense of protection. If walls aren't practical, consider using espaliered fruit trees or tall climbing roses on trellises to form soft barriers. They add vertical interest without feeling too enclosed. Think of your boundaries as frames for a painting. What they enclose becomes the artwork. Arched trellises and pergolas were often used in cloister gardens, offering shade and supporting climbing plants like grapevines or wisteria. These structures create a romantic entrance or transition space between sections of the garden. They also help define the garden's layout without solid walls. Paint your pergola in dark wood stains or rustic iron to keep it historically grounded. Over time, as vines mature, the structure becomes even more enchanting. Seating was simple and meaningful in medieval gardens. Stone benches placed under shady trees or next to fountains invited quiet reflection. Choose benches made from natural materials like wood or stone and position them to face your garden's central features. This enhances both use and aesthetic. A single rustic chair, tucked into a quiet corner surrounded by herbs, can be more powerful than an elaborate dining set. It's about atmosphere, not extravagance. Medieval gardens didn't have electric lighting, but lanterns, candles, and torches lit the space for evening walks or gatherings. wrought iron or clay lanterns to line pathways or hang from hooks and pergolas. Solar versions in vintage styles work well for modern gardens. Keep the lighting soft and warm. Aim to create an atmosphere that feels timeless and inviting rather than overly bright or modern. Water was not only aesthetic but symbolic in medieval gardens, often representing purity and light. A small fountain, bubbling urn, or stone basin can add movement and sound to your space. Even a simple recirculating feature brings that element of serenity. Choose materials like weathered stone or copper for an antique look, and surround your water feature with mossy rocks or herbs. Vertical plants like grapevine, clematis, and climbing roses were treasured in medieval gardens. They softened walls and arbors, adding height and drama. Train these plants onto trellises, pergolas, or old wooden frames. They're perfect for small gardens where space is limited but vertical opportunity is abundant. Choose traditional varieties with soft colors and subtle fragrance for that authentic, romantic touch. To keep the garden elegant, maintenance is key. Regular trimming of hedges and pathways keeps the layout visible and refined. Avoid overplanting. Let the geometry of the beds and the structure of your hardscaping speak just as loudly as your plants. Sweep paths regularly and edge beds with precision. This level of care mirrors the disciplined beauty of the medieval aesthetic. Medieval gardens were designed for year-round interest. Evergreens, herbs, and structural plants kept the form visible even in winter. Think ahead with your planting. Use bulbs like crocus and snowdrops for spring, and evergreens like holly and box for winter interest. Layer your garden for seasonal continuity. This creates a garden that evolves beautifully through the year without losing its soul. When all these elements come together, geometry, structure, tradition, you'll have more than just a pretty garden. You'll have a timeless sanctuary, rich in story and purpose. Even in the smallest backyard or patio, medieval design principles can transform the space into a quiet retreat. Let history guide your hand, and nature will reward your care with elegance, peace, and inspiration. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey through medieval Italian garden design. We hope you're feeling inspired to create your own small slice of history at home. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, subscribe to the Rustic Planters, and leave a comment telling us which feature you'd love to try in your garden. Until next time, keep planting beauty and let the past bloom in your present. Happy gardening!